Good morning, everyone. It is Friday. It's training day. We got abundant negotiation training today. You can come join me at david@dmeltzer.com. Join my text community, 949-298-2905, right above here. We'll pin below david@dmeltzer.com and 949-298-2905. Jeremy Greenfield, what's going on? Good morning. Thank you for joining me. You joined me for training today. Abundant negotiation. Exceeding the value in which you promised, exceeding the value in which you asked for. Thank you. My hair is on the green screen. It changes as we speak. Very cool. All right. Questions are coming. Where's Team David Meltzer? They should be first on here, not Jeremy Greenfield. Let's go. What's something important that a grandparent taught you? Two things my grandparent taught me. One, to be thankful, to always say thank you, and two, to ask. I remember my grandmother especially, all you gotta do is ask. And they were very, very kind people. My grandfathers both taught me work ethic. They were 12-hour a day, 6 days a week type of people. Join me for training, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. If you miss training, not a problem. Just go ahead, search the playbook on Spotify, Entrepreneur, featured there. There's a featured playlist of the playbook. Like it, share it. Every platform, Google Play, iTunes, the playbook. You can get entrepreneurs, millionaires, billionaires, celebrities, athletes, entertainers, and the trainings. I've been doing these for over 20 years for free. david@dmeltzer.com, 949-298-2905. Let's get some questions rolling. They're rolling in. Here we go. Who are you? I am David Meltzer, at David Meltzer. Join me anytime. What is the sport of the future? Esports are the sport of the future. Not breakdancing, although we put it into the Olympics. Definitely esports are the sports of the future by the different variant leagues, games, countries. There's going to be a whole mix and matchup, but it's only going to grow. What's your favorite subject in school? My favorite subject was philosophy, exercise science, kinesiology, and anything math related. Statistics, love that as well. So all favorite, although I was an English and poli-sci major, those are my favorites. Hi, have you ever had a not so good pitch but believed in the person and services that they're selling? Yes, I have invested in the entrepreneur. And so even if the pitch sucked, they just may need a piece of advice to get a pitch person. But the business was so solid in their history and attitude of gratitude and forgiveness and accountability shine through, their humility, the illumination of what weaknesses they had, a variety of different things. I have not invested in the greatest pitches, and I have invested in bad pitches. But it's like going to a Ivy League school, right? It's a great start. It gives you a leg up. Good pitch absolutely gives you a good start and a leg up, just like going to an Ivy League school. What lessons did you learn from today's office hours? Oh my gosh, there were some great nuggets. We had the CEO of Auberge and Craig Reed, and talking about how we process the negative in our mind and process the positive in our hearts. That's where we process these two things. You don't want to process negativity in your heart, and you don't want to process positivity. Let your ego get into the play in your head. So there's some great nuggets there. If you go back, watch Office Hours. We're going to develop that into a TV show as well. Speaking of TV shows, you know it's tonight. Episode number 2 of 2 Minute Drill. You can catch it on Bloomberg tonight. Go ahead. We'll be right there on the guide. Just search 2 Minute Drill or David Meltzer. You will find it right there. And we're kicking some butt. Training is in about 3 hours. david@dmeltzer.com if you haven't registered. Catch the replays on Spotify, Entrepreneur, and every platform. Join my text community, 949-298-2905. Awesome. What's the one skill you wish you had? I wish the skill I wish I had, patience. So I wish I truly had patience. So that's awesome. All right, I'm looking forward to it. Susan Clark, Living a Creative Life, another ambassador for the World Food Championships, which we had some great chefs on earlier. Suzanne Clark is here. Let's bring her in. I'm a big foodie, so it doesn't get any better than this is one of the best international cooking competitions. See how they're dealing with that during COVID and what we're going to do in all the different categories. There she is in the kitchen.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. I'm doing great, David. How are you doing?
Looks like you have some breakfast or something prepared for me.
I actually, if you want lasagna for breakfast, you sure could have
I
it, but
eat breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, dinner like a pauper. So lasagna sounds perfect for me for breakfast.
hey, it's a family favorite in our house for sure. We love it. Um, and this is just like one of the things that I like to cook. And, as part of World Food Championships. Do you know a lot about the World Food Championships?
Only because I've had some of your chefs on, some world champion chefs on, and I do, and I believe it's in Texas this year. Or is that?
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
and
And
you have
Dallas.
incredible in Dallas. Yeah, incredible categories. You have so many different people, and the one thing I like about the World Food Championships is not just for professional chefs. That if you're an amateur chef, you can compete. In fact, I think a lot of the amateur chefs show up and impress the professionals.
Like me, I was when I started, I was a home cook. Now I call myself a professional home cook because I've had so many opportunities through World Food Championships. It's been just amazing. So many cool things happen when you join the World Food Championships.
Yeah, I've got to encourage my mom because she is an unfound talent. It reminds me, looking at the World Food Championships, we watch American Idol. Wouldn't it be cool to have the same type of format for cooking and tie in the World Food Championships and have an incredible TV show as people try out and you bring in, all these extraordinary chefs from the home, the moms, the dads, the children that can really whip it up and allow the
Absolutely.
professionals in there as well. So it could be, a little bit different even than American Idol because you could have professionals and amateurs.
It is. It's truly food sport, and a lot of people say food sport, what is that? But really, we train like athletes. If you want to do good at the World Food Championships, you really have to bring it. I won twice, my category twice, and
Which
I am a
category?
home cook. I
Which
was in the
category?
pasta category, and I won two times as a home cook. And because one of the things I've learned is when you go to a big cooking competition like this, you have to go for yourself. You have to go not to outdo everybody, but to be your best. And when you figure that out, that's when you shine. So I made that mistake looking at see who I'm competing against, the first few years. And then I decided, that's not what I should be doing. So I laid back, and after I finished the competition and won, then I went back and looked at who I beat. And I beat the head of the Pasta Society, a guy with chains of Italian restaurants, all the big chefs out there in pasta. And, right here, Mom Power brought it. It was awesome.
And Mom Power, where did you get your recipes? Were they developed from your family or did you whip them up yourself?
Uh, you know what? Pretty much on my own. Honestly, I went into this, doing the pasta, but I really had to research and refine. And honestly, and I'm not even exaggerating, for about 3 months, every single day, I did something to prepare myself. And if you talk to a lot of the champions, they're going to tell you the same thing. You really have to, you're an athlete. You are going to do an endurance test when you are at the main event. There's
Where do you
10
find where do you
categories.
find people to eat all that? Because I'm sure your family's not eating pasta every night.
Well, I do have 5 kids,
Oh,
and they have lots of friends, and really I have some wonderful neighbors that love to share in my cooking adventures and all that. But I just love making recipes, and I love cooking for people. Today's recipe is a good example of what I like to make. This is not necessarily a competition recipe,
yeah.
but it's one of those quick and easy things that anybody could make. Only 5 ingredients to make lasagna. Have you ever made lasagna, David?
Oh, I have. Man. I love to cook and I love to eat. And my grandparents, my mom, aunts are tremendous chefs. Like I said, I'm trying to encourage them all to enter as well and
I
experience.
would
They
love
love to
that.
cook. But yes, I've made lasagna and layered it myself. I've never made homemade noodles myself. I've always used packaged noodles, but I have made lasagna.
You know, I have done the whole gambit there. I've done it, you know, from fresh to you know, making it myself and to using packaged. And today I want to show you how to make something that you can make in no time at all. You know, lasagna requires lots of pots and pans and cooking and ingredients, and it's expensive. This recipe, it's not. It's so easy because we're going to use, instead of cooking the lasagna noodles, we're going to use ravioli that's already made. Cheese ravioli. Kind of a
Smart.
no-brainer when you start thinking about it, right? So to begin the recipe, I've already made some Italian sausage. I browned that, and then I'm going to add some just regular jarred pasta sauce. And the secret really is that Italian sausage. It really elevates this pasta sauce, and it makes it taste like, you know, you've been cooking it all day long. Like I say, this is just a quick and easy, I got to get dinner on the table and, you know, no time at all. The kids are coming home kind of a recipe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going to start off by putting that sauce that has that Italian sausage in it. I'm just going to put it on the bottom. That's important when making a lasagna because that's going to help it from not sticking to the pan. And it's also going to help cook our lasagna because this is a super saucy lasagna because we need that moisture because we're not going to cook our pasta ahead of time. We are just going to go into the frozen, these are actually frozen little raviolis here. This is crazy, right? And it's so good. It's so good. So I'm just going to, you know, put all these little pasta pieces on here. And then once I get this whole thing covered, I'm just going to kind of time lapse here a little bit for you. I'm
just like a typical TV star. We got it.
Hey, because of World Food Championships, though, you do get those opportunities. And I have been on 7 national TV shows since being on World Food Championships. So it really opens doors for people that really want to get into the cooking industry. And as an ambassador, I get to help all these people. And I love that. I love coaching. So if your mama, your aunts want to come, I will help them. I'll help them, you know, figure out those rules and get it going because I know that they'd have a ball. And you have to come and be a judge. Do you know that you could come and judge the World Food Championship?
I would love that. I would love that. As long as I get to eat something, I'd judge anything.
Well, we have online classes right now that we're offering, and people can go to the website, find out how to do it. You'll watch how to be a judge because believe it or not, you have to learn how to eat. And we call them our e-classes. And you can join in, and then you get certified, and then you can be a judge. So much fun.
What's the website? Is it the Living Creative Life or?
You can always go there. That is my website, livingacreativelife.net. Or you can go to the worldfoodchampionships.com for more information on being a judge. Or if you would like to qualify. Now, you do have to qualify, just so you know. Yeah. But we have so many fun ways, especially during COVID. We have even, you know, ramped that up. We have Taste of America that people can enter their recipes from the comfort of their own home and qualify to come and compete. And there's many other ways too. And of course, you know, we have all that information for you.
That is awesome. And so now we've layered the ravioli and put cheese down, I saw.
Yes, and then I'm going to repeat all of that. And once I do that, and as you see, this is so darn fast, right?
Yeah.
And not too many dishes were harmed. I only had the one pot and this pan, which I love because I love to cook. I don't like to do the dishes. That's why I have kids. See,
that's
gotta
so
have those kids.
Now the ground sausage was not cooked either, right? Everything's gonna cook.
Well, I did cook the sausage. I pre-cooked the sausage, and that's it. That's it.
How did you cook the sausage in a pan?
Yes, I just used this pan right here. Yeah. I just put the sausage in there. It's ground Italian sausage. That's important. But think about it. All those flavors of the Italian sausage really flavor that sauce and give that really, you know, slow cooked home cooked meal feeling. But honestly, I can put this lasagna together in 15 minutes. And then I'm going to put this in a 400-degree oven wrapped in foil. That's important because we want to keep all that moisture in to cook all those ingredients. And then the last 10 minutes, we're going to take it off and we're going to brown the top. And David, look at this. Huh?
Wow.
It's so good and so easy. And you have all the layers of the pasta you can still see. It might not be just like grandma's homemade, but if you're looking for that good lasagna fix in the middle of the week, this is the way to go, I think.
I think too, and it's 400 degrees for how long?
For about 40 minutes, and then
And then,
remove that foil and cook it for about 10 more minutes. And that last 10 minutes is just to brown the top and get it nice and
crisp.
cheesy. You got to have that. And then, of course, if you want to add your own little touches to it, you could add mushrooms. You can add more Italian seasoning as you're cooking the sauce. I have an herb garden, so I love to sprinkle the top of it with some fresh herbs. I think that really makes it come to life.
You're amazing. You got to come back on. Promise me you will. I'm going to
I
get you in touch with
will.
my family to get them to enter. I'm going to go online and get certified as an eater and a judge. That sounds like so much fun to me. It's
It is.
worldchampionships.com, but you, Suzanne, can be found at livingcreativelife.net.
Yes, sir. And I hope you join me there. I have lots of fun recipes.
Oh, you are a charmer, and I wish I was your neighbor. That's all I have to say. So thank you
I
so
wish you were too.
much. You're wonderful. Come back and make some more for me.
I would love to. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
You're amazing. Thank you. Take care. That's
You
right.
too.
Suzanne Clark, extraordinary coach, chef, eater, neighbor, mom, all in one. Quick, easy 5-ingredient recipe right there. Make your lasagna tonight. Impress everybody. Spend 15 minutes, 40 minutes at 400, and then 10 minutes to brown the top. You can have that done within an hour. You can cook it, prepare it, and cook it within an hour. How about that? Unbelievable. You know me, statistics, efficiency, effectiveness in cooking. Amazing. I really love, we got to bring more chefs on here. Suzanne Clark, livingcreativelife.net, in the World Championships, worldfoodchampionship.com. Everybody has a role to play: eater, judge, cook, chef, recipe. You make it happen. We're not going to train cooking today, but we're going to train abundant negotiation at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Join me, David at dmeltzer.com, 949-298-2905. Loving it here. I got a few friends coming on to ask a question. I wonder if Sam or Kevin, are you guys around? Looking here, Sam, the trader. Here we go. I'm looking to see here. Eastern Youth. Let me look on. I'll take a question real quick. Favorite boxer of all time, Sugar Ray Leonard, who's my friend. Then Muhammad Ali, then Mike Tyson, all friends of mine. And but Sugar Ray's the man. Just love him. He is an amazing person, a soul brother. So if you're listening out there, ever Sugar Ray, let me know what's going on. So good to see you here. Let's take a few more questions. Keep them coming in, getting on there. Where's my team? How do you think the housing market will do in the next couple months? I don't. That's not my gig, picking things in a couple months. Time's a man-made construct. If you want to deal in something like real estate, you got to find people that have been in the industry 30, 40 years and ask them when it's oversold or overbought. Right now, the market's hot and high in most of the areas. So I am going to learn here and see what goes on. But I cannot predict the next couple months for anything. All right, my friends from the East End Youth, Kevin and Sam, they got a quick question to ask me, and love to see what they have going on. They are the co-founders of East End Youth. There they are. They look like twins, man. What's going on?
How you doing, David? Thanks for having us. Hey, David.
Yeah, well, thank you for all you do and the East End Youth, and really wanted to answer any questions and help you guys however I could.
Yeah, that's great. First, like I said, like Sam just said, we're really pleased and happy you had us on. We're big fans, number one. So thank you. We work in a pretty, what I call aggressively evolving sort of space, right? Where I'm the tech guy, Sam's the creative guy, and even, people don't necessarily or not swiftly associate even creative with the evolution of technology, but it touches everything we do, whether it's coming to building creative websites using AR, whatever it may be, staying ahead of the curve, right? Creative or tech, and then also having the ability to still be focusing on selling the business, getting the business going, and evolving in terms of targeting, et cetera, et cetera. What do you do in your space? I know we follow you. We're big fans, like I said. What do you do in your space to make sure you're spending the ample amount of time focusing on the technology, focus on what's coming up next, and then also not taking your finger off the pulse in terms of bringing in that business, landing accounts, clients, et cetera?
Yeah, well, for me, it's a matter of time, right? So I'm a student of my calendar and utilize adaptable routines and set routines in order to effectuate research time. I think a lot of people don't understand the power of studying. And so for me, what I pay attention to and give intention to, they equal the coincidences in my life. It's a mathematical formula of luck. So every morning and every night on my set routine, I have time that I set aside to do research. And one of the things that I touch upon in one of those segments is always the latest and greatest of what's going on. Since I've been involved in technology since 1992, I kind of lucked into it because I wanted to make a lot of money. And I believed the internet was going to be this really big thing, even though my mom thought it was going to be a fad. I have studied technology since 1992. So I've worked within the original internet in a DOS-based 9600 baud modem environment, to the wireless proxy server space, transcoding XML to WAP phones, to being the CEO of the world's first smartphone, working with Windows, with the Windows CE device, and Samsung manufacturing a big expensive phone that people said would never work, and now they sell billions of dollars worth of big expensive phones. And then moving into the sports agency, where Lee Steinberg and I, he had the first blog. So for me, I think it's crucial to pay attention to what's going on in technology. And the biggest thing that people don't understand, and the most disruptive thing, is going to be the 5G itself, because it's going to redistribute the internet. And once it redistributes the internet, it's going to redistribute all of the things that are involved in the internet: content, apps, and mediums. And those are multi-trillion-dollar industries. If you took all the content, all the applications, and or accessibility, and all the mediums that they are provided on, you're talking about trillions and trillions of dollars. So for me, that's what I see. I'm keeping my eye right now on the redistribution of the internet and how best to effectuate that in a variety of different ways.
We encourage all of our staff to, we set aside time for them to actually go do further education, make sure that we're definitely on the cutting edge, and we definitely apply that to ourselves and our staff. We're always watching and making sure that there's our fingers on the pulse. But that's really great insight. Thanks for that. Again, big fan. One of the things that I think really resonates with Kevin and I, and with regards to you, is just seems that you just have this unquenchable drive and sort of motivation just in everything that you kind of do. And it's something that both Kevin and I share as entrepreneurs and as business owners. In our history, I remember my first interlude into creativity, arriving at a studio. I knew nobody. I had no insight as to how to make this dream of mine happen, and I just didn't take no for an answer. And after enough time, they finally gave me an opportunity, and I just kind of wanted to talk to where you go through your career and through your experiences as to that well of drive that you kind of tap into, and when you can. Just obviously there's times when we hit the valleys, and there's times when we hit the peaks, but as business owners, as entrepreneurs, there's times when we're driven as we are now, coming out of COVID, we're fighting to get that business back, we're building the business, and then obviously there's times when you have complacency. Where do you pull from that sort of well that you seem to have a ton of?
Yeah, I think when we move the perspective to a daily enjoyment, right? So once I took my emotions and detached it from long-term outcomes, but it continued to have long-term goals and objectives, separating motivation and inspiration, number one, within the context of daily, consistent, persistent behavior, daily, knowing that 2 minutes a day is worth more than 2 hours on a Saturday. So for me, I vacation every day. I have health every day. I have research every day, every single day. So my real superpower of what seems to everyone to be this, endless source of power, energy, and light is through discipline and a habit machine that I'm able to enjoy things consistently with persistence, and understanding the difference between motivation, So when I hit the peak or valley, in order to only stay there for minutes and moments instead of days, weeks, months, or years, and end up anxious, suicidal, and depressed, I spend minutes and moments in ego-based consciousness of fear, anxiety, all these soul-sucking feelings that we have, comparison. And I've really studied those to identify, when do I feel separate? When do I feel inferior? When do I feel superior or offended or resentful or guilty or frustrated? And then I go into motivation mode. All right, you got to get motivated to be a ferocious Buddha, and you got to stop and figure this out so you can get back on the inspired track of using all your free will to enjoy clearing the connection to what I know I'm already connected to. So it's an interesting daily combination of mindset, heart set, right? A lot of people ignore the way I feel. Not me. The minute I don't feel good, I stop, right? That keeps me because I know the ego's taking over. If I don't feel good, then I identify, why aren't I feeling good? I got to stop this shit. I'm not going to resist it. I'm not going to go over it, oversell it, back end seller. I'm just going to stop, analyze it, breathe, and then move in the right direction. So the key is motivation, inspiration, daily enjoyment, and consistent, persistent behavior in order to effectuate segmentation, detaching my emotions from the outcome. So I'm getting incremental compound interest that Einstein taught us about, right? The rule of 72. If I can get 1% better, I know I'm 72 segments away. If I stay consistent and persistent, the segments get shorter. So it's not a matter of 72 months, 72 years, 72 decades, 72 lifetimes. My exponential acceleration allows the rule of 72 to aggregate upon itself and become exponential because I'm speeding up the process through consistent, persistent behavior. And I'm more efficient, effective, and statistically successful because I'm enjoying it. Because I got this strong mindset that says, oh yeah, pain is an indicator that I have something to learn. It's not going to stop me. Pain is an indicator I got a better place to be. I got something to learn and expand and grow upon. And so I think if you can combine the mindset, the heart set, and the conscious competencies to be consistent and persistent, everybody can enjoy this inspired, motivated happiness of abundance. That's what I'm going to train about today. Abundant negotiation, coming from a place of value, of more than enough, which I know you guys do too. And I'm a huge fan of you and the support that you give me. And I appreciate you guys coming on as well.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right, join me, guys. Thank you so much.
All the best
Where can
luck.
people find you guys? Where can people find you guys?
East End Youth. Youth is spelled with a V, not with a U.
Yeah, East
You got
End,
it.
YOVTH.com. Thanks, David.
Members of my community, thank you so
Thank
much.
you, everybody.
Captain Sam, East End Youth, awesome. All right, those questions are important. You got to keep bringing them. I'll answer some more questions today on training, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Catch the replays. They're featured on Spotify. Just search the playbook, search David Meltzer. I actually got search.dmeltzer.com. Find the videos there too. Trainings are on every platform, Entrepreneur, iTunes, Google Play. It doesn't matter. All right, we're moving and grooving. Let's take a couple questions. Hopefully my team has reloaded me with some really good stuff here. Can you establish credibility without data? Sure. Variety of, for me, I love the subtle. I had an Ivy Leaguer, right? When you utilize a conversation and just drop some of those facts in there, it's amazing. You can add credibility. You can say, oh, when I was playing football for Duke and blah, 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 blah. Now I've obsequiously just added in organically what we're doing. Maximilian, are you here, my friend? Looking to see. Can you please add this here? Let's see here. We can go live. Just give me a little bit more notice. I have so many people. You know what? Since I'm waiting, I'm going to take you live. Here we go. Here we go. I love a good request. Oh, by Finamize, I'm going to have to cancel that. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Hold on 1 second. I got to go live. I'll put you back in. There we go. Max is here. There we go. Thank you so much. Hey, Max, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Happy Friday.
I'm terrific. And, I'm so interested in what you're doing because so many people don't understand, especially startups, financing. And, you have done such a great job in providing not only financing, but education on how and what to do as a startup in order and when to take money, how much money, how to value all the different things that are needed. And Finimize is making it accessible to the people who really need it, the millennials who have a different way of interacting, a different way of learning, and a different way of communicating. And so thought maybe you give me a little bit of background on, where this concept came from and how you're effectuating it today.
Yeah, would love to. So the concept really came from a very personal experience, a personal journey. And essentially what happened was I was saving up money and felt like everybody around me, whether it was my parents or whether it was the media, everybody was telling me, you start saving up some money, especially, once you hit the 30s, you need to have some savings in your bank account. And so I took that to heart. And what I did is every month I took money from my salary and just put it onto a savings account. And I did that for multiple months over and over and over again. And one day I woke up and I looked at my savings account and I realized, fantastic news, I've built up savings. And I was really thrilled by that. And the follow-up question was, cool, so what do I do with those savings now? And the problem was that I wasn't really sure. And so my natural instinct was, all right, I'm going to go sit down with a financial advisor. And I walked through the door of the meeting room with them. And I noticed that they'd already laid out all the brochures onto the table. And I noticed that each brochure had their logo on it. And so very quickly, I became to realize, all right, this is going to be a sales pitch for their products rather than them genuinely wanting to help me. And I knew pretty quickly that was not the solution I was looking for. And I started to inform and educate myself as much as I could when I went back home, and found it fairly convoluted, complex, and difficult to really wrap my head around it. And at the same time, I then in the evenings would meet friends of mine who were finance professionals. I was lucky and fortunate that a lot of them were working in finance, and I would bombard them with all the questions that I had from that day of self-education. And at the same time, I kept bumping into people who were like myself. So they were lacking the finance knowledge, and they didn't have that community around them of people who could help empower them to make the right investment decisions. And that was the genesis moment for Finimize. And so we're now embarking on this mission where we want to empower people through our in-house content as well as our community to make smarter investment decisions.
It's so reminiscent when you're talking about how we get help from others and aggregate information with a different perspective. When I was in college, I was a very good student, and I helped some of my football buddies. We took comprehensive exams because we had an advanced bachelor's degree at being a small liberal arts school. It was small enough that they actually let me play football there. But moreover, I helped my friends, and then, they did better than I did. And I'm just envisioning you sucking all this knowledge from all of your friends working for Goldman Sachs and all of these different Wall Street firms and the Big Four and, all the people that you've surrounded yourself with. And you're smart enough to, to me, execute on my greatest piece of advice which is ask for help. If you want to get somewhere, ask the people that are already there and get directions. But then, you end up being the Forbes 30 under 30 guy. You end up with hundreds of employees and an exit. You end up being the expert with Finimize and helping people with what they do and how they do it. Do any of your friends that, were around you during those early days, do they, number one, any of them jealous, resentful, or two, do any of them work for you now?
In the first camp, I don't know. Good question. I'd have to ask them. In the second camp, yeah, I have hired friends. I'm not a huge fan of hiring friends, but in this instance, they were friends and they were very capable and competent, so it worked out.
It's interesting. I always find a shot of Jägermeister or two is a great truth serum for your friends to tell you what they really think.
Exactly.
Remember, keep the negative, process the negative up here and keep the positive of your friends in your heart and you'll be fine. You give these 30-minute breakdowns in these expert breakdowns in what you do, which are so essential because I'm a time freak. And I think that, we're just visiting, in my opinion, after 20 minutes. We're just visiting. You get your shit done in 20. Moreover, in these expert breakdowns, do you find that the retention is equal to, those weekend-long workshops?
So yeah, well, actually, I would say like the vast majority of our content fits into 15 minutes, so 15-minute bites. We do have some longer form content that might go up to 30 minutes. We find, as you say yourself, we find that the sweet spot is certainly around the 15-minute mark. That's where we manage to capture people's attention. And then what we do find is a huge retention driver is as soon as people start to engage with our community, that is one of those things that just massively increases the stickiness, and is actually one of the core product theses that we have is come for the content and stay for the community.
I love that. And now, who should be reaching out to you? I know it's finimize.com, but who out there, when you talk about educating and empowering the millennials, but in your mind, who are the best people that should be reaching out to you? What mindset should they be in?
Yeah, so we describe our core user as a casual investor, someone who is interested in finance and is perhaps already investing quite actively, but only has 10 to 15 minutes a day to really think about it. And we're the perfect source. So what we see a lot of the times is that people come to us very first thing in the morning. They consume our content and then they go about their day. And it's the perfect way to get bite-sized financial insights every single morning.
And do you have to be, some sort of qualified investor, or can a student do it and utilize it as a tool to learn finance in the markets?
We are open to everybody, and we actually encourage people who don't really have a background to get involved. So we see anything from students all the way to we have some billionaires who use our service who we're familiar with. Unfortunately, can't name who they are, but you probably would know them. So it's a really broad spectrum.
They've been on my podcast, I'm sure. Anyway, you're kind of the trip advisor of finance, which I really like as a mission. And I get it when I see it. And I love people that have taken things in the control of their mind, body, and soul and provided it to elevate others. You've done such a terrific job to that. I know people can find you at finimize.com. Where else can they find you?
Finimize.com, or you can find me personally also on Twitter. My handle is Whole Earth Web. And then you can find us in the app stores, both Apple and Google.
Well, Max, congratulations on all your success. I have no doubt it will continue. No doubt that you're providing such value in a very, very confusing space to a very big audience that needs it. So thank you for really including what I believe is financial literacy that's needed for all. Come back on, update me. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to have my kids check it out. I want to learn more myself, and I always have 15 minutes to learn. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks so much for having me. Bye-bye.
Yeah, take care, Max. All right, finimize.com. Check it out if you're at all interested in finance. What's going on? All right, let me see. Is that Ryan Serhan I saw, or whoever? Somebody wanted to go live here. Incredible people. There we go. Sorry about that.
Oh my God, I can't believe this. It's like, thank you, David. This call is more of being grateful to you. I have no words to thank you because throughout this period, the tough period of ours, I play sport, and my name is Srishant, and I used to play for the country, India, in cricket. So now I am making a comeback after 7 years, and our team is here. I play for a state called Kerala. It's South India. And I know you have been in Rajasthan. I used to play for Rajasthan Royals also in IPL. But
yeah, I've been to Eden Gardens. I've been to Eden Gardens and watched matches there, and became a
coach,
cricket.
You're so humble. You're so modest. I'm honored. I will surely tell my teammates. In fact, I was teaching them. In fact, I was not teaching. I was requesting the way you say. Rather than giving advice, it's better to request the young generation. So I have learned a lot from you. I am out of, how do I say? Even my friends were like, "You're live. Answer me." I said, "No, I need to listen to David." So I am honored, and thank you very much. It's a great honor, and you played a huge role in my comeback. In sense, to get back to this first class, especially after this Corona, it was difficult for me. And you are teaching your literally every live. It's been a while because the tournament is started now, but I'm very fortunate that we did not have a team meeting, and I could see you. Thank you, David. You are just, how do I say? I will maybe email or mail you.
Yes, please, David. David@dmeltzer.com. It's pinned right there. David, you email me. Do you have a favorite quote, saying, lesson that I teach, or do you have a question for me that I can help you with while I got you live?
Yes, I just want to ask you. I mean, see, till now I am going good, and yes, there is no self doubt at all. But then there is this thing which always tests my how do I say, inner peace. Where am I, stopping a youngster, because I'm 37, and at first class, most of the fast bowlers retire at 35. But I have so much to prove, and I want to ask you: is it, how do I stop that feeling of, I try, and most of them are some bowlers who I have helped in the last 6 7 years, and they're sitting out because I'm playing, but I'm doing well. God's been kind. So, but inside my heart, I'm like, Shri, should I, give them an opportunity? So how do I get out of that thought process? What do I tell myself? Not to them. They love me. They understand, but I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. I feel that maybe they are missing out because I am playing, but I have come to take my place, and I'm not taking anybody's place. So,
Yes.
what do you
You're
want to
not
tell
thinking,
me?
right. Don't think about, you can't put your attention on what's missing. You can't put your attention on what you don't want. You can only vote for what you want. You are setting the standard. You are providing a value. For those people that don't make it because you have a spot, you're inspiring them. You're setting a milestone, a marker of what you need capability-wise, skills, knowledge, and desire. So for every person that you think, and there's only one spot that you're taking, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of spots that you're going to create, because you're inspirational, because you're setting a milestone, because you are a marker. It's like Tom Brady in America. What he can do,
I follow him. I
yes,
follow TB12.
yeah, TB12 is the man. But think about it. He takes up one spot, a starting spot on Tampa Bay, which he earned. And he didn't force anybody to give it to him. He said, if you're better than me, then take my spot. Right? And Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft thought they could find better in Cam Newton, and they found out you can't find better right now. But he also has created thousands and thousands, if not millions, of spots, not just in football, for people who are inspired by a 43-year-old starting playoff quarterback, probably Super Bowl quarterback, but more importantly, for generations to come, when somebody sits there and says, my career is over, or they sit there when they start the career and say, you know what? I better take care of myself like TB12. I better take care of myself like Shri. I better maintain the desire that I must be what I can be, so that when I'm 40 years old, I'll still be a starting cricketer. I'll still be doing this. And so you're providing a blessing. You're not taking a spot. You're creating spots for the future. And this is why it's in the mindset. You can't tell yourself, I'm not looking at what's missing. I'm not looking what I don't want. I'm looking for empowering others to empower others to be the best that they can be by me being the best that I can be at a higher level. There's a movie, Coach Carter, and they talk about this one spot. I'm
Yes.
gonna
I'm a huge
shine
fan
my
of Coach
light.
Carter.
Yeah.
I love sports movies, Coach.
Right? I'm
I
gonna
love
shine my
sports movies.
light to liberate others. I'm gonna shine my light to liberate others to shine theirs. You're shining your light to liberate others to shine theirs. Do not think that way. Keep it up. You play till you're 50. I'm going to be one of your biggest fans. I'm going to start following you. Please email me, david@dmeltzer.com.
Coach. I will, Coach. And thank you very much. Love your family. I love the way you speak. I just follow you blindly. In fact, I have followed a lot of teaching, being persistent and, being consistent in what you do. And I keep telling, have a routine. Don't spend time for the sake of spending. Don't just keep on watching your Netflix series. Spend and do exactly whatever I teach here is literally from all the books and the lives which you do, as well as other inspirational. And I follow every who wants to go to the next level. And thanks, Coach. I was very confused because I started doing well, but inside me, there was this thing that maybe I am stopping somebody, but you just cleared it. I am going to make sure I just follow what you taught me. And Coach, all the love from all my friends.
My TV show's coming on your big network on Monday, 2 Minute Drill. So check it out.
Wow.
the most wealthy man in India, that network that he has, 2-minute drill is going to be launching Monday in India. So
Wow,
check that out.
congratulations. Looking
And I'm going
forward,
to come
looking
visit
forward.
you. I'm going to come talk to the team when I come to India after COVID, okay?
Yes, coach. Love to family. Thank you.
Love you. Thank you very much from around the
Thank you.
world. Shri, good luck. Keep
Thank you.
liberating others with your light. What a great athlete. What a great sport. What a blessing I'm living. Not planting seeds under trees I may never sit under or meet. And every once in a while I get to meet one. What a blessing that was, huh? Well, join me if you want to liberate your light, 11 a.m. Pacific time. How to negotiate abundantly to provide more value than you're asking for. I'm going to get into the details of that, answer some more Q&A. Shri, thank you so much. And Max, just incredible people. Suzanne, blessed all of you, and Sam and Kev, of course, as well. One of my favorite IG lives. Mark it here. Please join me in 2 hours and 15 minutes. Free training. If you miss it, just search the playbook, share it with your friends, like it. There's a featured playlist of the playbook on Spotify. Entrepreneur features it. Google Play, iTunes, the playbook. Download it, share it. You'll love it. Great people, great ideas, and great love to everybody. Remember, most importantly, you can email me, david@dmeltzer.com, if you need anything, books, guides, exercises, training. It's all free. I'll sign a book and send it to you. I don't care. I'll pay for shipping. Not a problem. And you can join my text community in the United States at 949-298-2905. Remember, everyone, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. I'll see you at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Thanks so much. David@dmeltzer.com.